How's everybody doing today? We are back with episode 4 of Dream Chasers. We got Young Buck over here. And so you were in San Diego for a while and you came back to Napa?
Yeah, I just moved back to Napa about a month ago.
Nice. How long were you in San Diego for?
Probably like 5 months-ish. Yeah, down
Word.
there. Out there training a little bit for MMA. They got like some good stuff, so I decided to go where the best training is.
Nice. What's the good stuff?
They have like really high level jiu-jitsu. I'd say they're essentially like my age group of Brazil.
Okay.
So it's pretty cool.
Word. And so you are an MMA fighter? Is that how you like classify it?
Yeah.
Word.
Just a mixed martial artist.
Cool. All right, I'm gonna shout out this wine real quick here. It's from the Below Vineyard, Coastal Estates, the Cabernet Sauvignon. And fucking cheers, bro.
Cheers to the podcast.
Yeah, you know. So you moved to San Diego from Napa,
Mm-hmm.
and you were born and raised in Napa?
Born and raised Napa.
Hell yeah, bro.
There we go.
Napkins, man, all the way.
There we go. The 707.
Yo. So how'd you get into fighting? Did you do that in Napa when you were here?
It's actually a weird thing. I was going to school for computer science and math because you know those go hand in hand with fighting.
Like
They're-
fight, you know.
Yeah, they're good combo.
Totally.
And I was playing rugby and kind of got bored of rugby. Like the
Damn.
competition wasn't.
They had rugby in Napa. There's rugby in Napa?
We started a club at the college, so that's where I was playing. And then I played for the Stormers here in Napa. Shout out to Stormers.
Word. Shout out Stormers.
And like it's fun, but I just didn't really like the team aspect. Like it was hard for me to lose like if someone else made a mistake. So I was like, well, what's another aggressive sport that like I can kind of hop in and be solo? So I was like, all right, I'm going to try jiu-jitsu.
Tight.
So I went and
How long ago was that?
that was like a year and a half ago. I wanted to do like really competitive jiu-jitsu. So I hit
Okay.
up my friend Jaime, who I knew was fighting, and he was like at the point I think he was 6-0.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, hey, Jaime, like, where are you training? I want to go with you.
Yeah.
So he was training out in Albany, and I was like, well,
That's pretty far.
that's kind of
well,
a
how
drive.
far is that?
That's honestly with traffic, like, could be like 2 hours. But
Wait, he lived in Napa or he lives in Napa?
yeah, he lives in Napa, so he's a fighter out of Napa too.
That's what's up.
And I ended up going out with him and training out this place called PFMMA, and just like fell in love with fighting and like the aspect of like combat sport, and a lot of it kind of like with the mental aspect too, and like just grinding away and
Yeah.
being physical.
Yeah,
So
I
that
can
was
only
sick.
imagine. Damn. So you're like, yeah, I want to learn from the best, bro. 6-0. That's pretty good. How's
Yeah.
he doing now?
He's 6-1 right now. We're looking to have him fight for the belt in February. So
Oh, that's what's up.
hopefully we see him do that. We got to get him back in. His loss was super close. It was a decision, so it wasn't like a knockout or something.
Word.
But yeah, he's my like main training partner.
That's cool,
so
man.
we'll see him out there hopefully.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
How many times a week do you guys train?
We're trying to do every day. I try and get something in every day, whether it's like weights or running or just sparring or jiu-jitsu. So we do
Word.
a lot of cross training too with some other gyms.
Word. Like,
Yeah.
That's
So-
what's up.
It's sick. It's hard though. The body's like just wants a break, and you're like, I can't.
Dude, yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy, dude. I can only imagine. So you're like on that clean diet? Is that
Uh,
what's that mean? I don't know.
When the fight
I'm
comes,
not a
I
fighter,
hop on
bro.
a clean diet.
All right.
But other than that, I'll just kind of eat whatever, have some beers. Like I don't go crazy and eat
Word.
like shit. I just never really have done that. But I try and stay like remotely clean and fit.
Yeah.
So
You were going to school for computer science? You were talking about?
yeah, and math here at the JC.
Word.
Yeah, it
And
was.
then,
I was always interested in computers. Played a lot of video games, and
Word.
like that was something I thought would be cool. Ended up not really liking it.
you
But
still playing video games?
oh yeah.
What are you playing?
Right now, I play a lot of computer games, so I play like WoW or League of Legends,
The show.
some Overwatch.
That's cool. Have you heard of Paladins?
I have heard of Paladins.
Dude, I've been playing that actually, like on the Switch.
Really?
That's what's up. Yeah.
There
me and
you
my
go,
homie get
yeah.
down. You know it.
I'm down.
Did you ever like grow up getting into any fights or shit like that? Or like
Yeah, I actually got into a few fights at MVLA with those
oh,
kids.
Damn.
Um,
Shout out MVLA, bro.
shout out to MVLA. That
MVLA's
place
the
got
shit.
wild.
That was just crazy.
Yeah, it was
Our
like
elementary school. For
Yeah.
people that don't know.
there we go. Went to school with your younger brother.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd get in fights. I was always like kind of aggressive.
Uh-huh.
Like if someone wanted to fight, I was like, sure, like let's do it.
Let's
Like,
do it. I'm down.
I'm down. It's no big deal. not really like huge fighter. I just really like the sport aspect of it, which I think.
Oh, word. So you're never like that kid like looking for a fight sort of thing, or like
Not exactly looking for a fight, but if it was there, like, don't count me out. Like I'm down. I'm ready.
for sure. Hell yeah, that's
So,
cool.
It's cool.
And so you started learning, and what was that like? Had you ever done anything like
That was awful.
jiu-jitsu or anything like that before?
A little bit, and I wrestled in high school for like a couple months. Ended up breaking my leg here, which is funny. So,
Yeah, man. Dude, how long ago was that?
dude, that was 7 years ago. I broke my leg here.
And dude, that shit snapped.
It
bro.
was
It
done.
was
I remember your dad
bad.
was like, "Oh my God, what is happening?"
Yeah, that was crazy. We had that half pipe in the driveway.
Yeah, in the driveway. And your brother was like, "You can do it, Gabe," and I was like, "You're right. I've only skated once. I got this." Just went for it and snapped my leg. Yeah, that was gnarly. Freaking hurt. And the hospital, because I had Kaiser, so they were like, "Oh, well, we can't take you."
What?
Yeah, they're like, "Yeah, you're gonna have to change insurance." So I was like, "Oh, sick. I'll just chill here with this broken leg in a wheelchair. No big deal." So that was pretty rad. But training was really hard, especially with like where I was going. Like here, maybe you can hop in. Like nothing against training here, but like hop in as a new guy and like, oh sweet, like there's some weekend guys that like come in and they don't take it super crazy. But there, it's like these guys want to fight and they're out to kind of kill you. So
damn. They take it more seriously, or it's bigger...
it's a career path for them, and they're using it as like an outlet, especially out in Albany. Like you get a lot of guys from Richmond that don't have like a way to get out.
For sure.
So you get these guys that are like, this is how I'm leaving, and if you're in my way, like I'm gonna hurt you.
Damn.
So it was like battles, and in San Diego too was like hard, because those are some like top level guys, and they want you competing with them. So they're just like, I actually tore my LCL training, which is like my knee.
How'd you do that?
Oh, just sparring. Like ripped it in a jiu-jitsu thing.
Like a knee bar or something?
Yeah, it's pretty common injury, like knee stuff, and we're always injured, which sucks. But like it definitely kills your ego, because you're not gonna survive when you start. Like you could, no matter how big or strong you are, like you're gonna get tapped. Dude, you're gonna get punched in the face.
I remember back in the day I was doing judo over here at the Sheriff's League. Bro, it was like the first 2 times I just get literally thrown on the ground. I was like, bro, I'm out. Like I'm out.
It's too much.
I was not built for this. I'm out.
You switched it up.
I just stopped.
There you go.
Yeah, I was switching it up for me. I said I'm better at music, bro.
I'm gonna stick with it.
I'm gonna stick to that. I get thrown way less.
There you go. It's actually funny. Music and fighting are really similar. Like you're probably like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
But like, in the aspect is like, whereas you like compose a song and you're like putting notes together and like finding different melodies and rhythm. Like when I go out and fight, like I've sat through like 6 weeks, 8 weeks to like find a certain combination or something that goes together to like look good, not only for the crowd, but to win. So it's like, it is an art style, an art form.
Yeah.
It's just a little more violent.
Just the structuring and, getting in that mindset in the zone.
It's really similar. And you're performing in front of people too, which you do in music.
Dude, that's true. I didn't really even think about that.
Yeah, it's definitely like there's guys out there that are like, I just want to go knock people out. But that one thing, because I really did love music. Like in high school, I was in choir, did all that stuff, and I think that was one of the big reasons that I got turned on to fighting. Is like there's so much behind the scenes that people don't see that like really is cool.
Yeah, that's cool. A lot of little things come together to make one big thing.
Yeah, like just research and learning different stuff and movements, and like it's in the end like the art piece or masterpiece is you. Yeah, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah, it's different.
And so you like fighting? You're not bored of it yet? Do you think you're ever gonna get bored of it? Or
I don't think so. One thing that is awesome about fighting is like, even when I'm like, shit, my body's beat up, I don't want to train, I'm like, I can coach. Like I'll teach someone some movements. And that's really cool, like being able to pass on knowledge and an understanding of a certain position or movement that like in most things you can't really do. So I think I eventually want to open a gym and like once my career's done, like train people. That's the end goal.
That's the end goal? Like you want to open your thing and train people?
Yeah.
Word.
Have a fight team.
Here in Napa or like?
Maybe probably somewhere bigger. It's hard in Napa because you don't have as many people, so there's not that much of a group to like work off of. But definitely somewhere like in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck so it'd be sick.
That'd be sick, bro.
Hard work,
Shit,
though.
I'll check it out when it's there.
Hey, there we go. We'll get you in some non-throwing judo classes.
For sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, going back to that music, how you were saying they're kind of similar.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like have a playlist you listen to? Is there like a certain type of music you jam to, or like
Music for me is like really depending on the mood I'm in. Like if
Word.
I'm up like kind of irritated, like I want something a little harder where I can like really just kind of put my head down and grind and
Yeah, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Like with the vibe you're trying to feel, you know.
yeah, just like
cool.
grind it out, sweat it out. But most days like I like a lot of like old 50s like
okay.
music. So
Okay.
some swing stuff,
That's
you
what's
know.
up.
Kind of hit that. I love David Bowie. I'm always
That's what's up.
sparring to David Bowie.
Damn.
He's my man.
I was thinking like, how would you listen to music? Like I can see listening to music while like running and shit, but like sparring, I don't know.
We'll
bro.
just throw it on the speaker.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Duh.
It just kind
For
of helps
sure.
you like
Get in the zone.
yeah, and also when you're fighting in like an arena or something, like you're gonna have music, people yelling, like so you kind of got to get used to like all these noises
Yeah.
and being able to listen to your coaches. So
Sure.
that's important.
Do you have like a favorite fighter out there that you watch or?
Yeah, so I do a lot of film studies right now, and one my favorite fighter is probably Tyrone Woodley.
Okay.
He's in the UFC. He's a welterweight, and I'm a welterweight, so it's like it's good to watch him and see what he
like
does.
People the same division as you, sort of thing.
Yeah, he's a beast though.
Word.
Then John Jones, but that dude's a little crazy. He's a wild man.
He's wild, bro.
Yeah.
He be partying.
He
Bro.
is
He
partying.
be testing positive for
For
everything. Bro.
That man
Just-
doesn't care. He's like, all right, let's go for
Let's
it.
go. It's like Nate Diaz and Diaz brothers like smoking weed hella tough.
Yeah.
Like, they don't care, bro.
They're just chilling.
I fuck with the Diaz brothers. They're sick.
They're sick. They're out of Stockton.
Yeah.
So people
Straight up.
want to ever train, go out there to the Diaz Academy.
Oh, they
So-
have an academy and shit?
Yeah, they're
Damn.
pretty solid at jiu-jitsu. Like
Yeah, no, they
it's
are.
crazy. So there you go, check them out for sure.
Word. What, do you have like a fighting style too? Would you
Yeah,
say you could categorize?
I would say I'm more of a grappler.
Okay.
I'm a southpaw, so it's like where my right leg is a lead,
Mm-hmm.
which is kind of weird. You don't see that a lot. That
Yeah.
means like your left hand's your power hand.
Right. So it's usually like, I guess in comparison to like right and left-handed people, like there's
Yeah.
more right hands than left hands. So like the left hands, I guess, can go southpaw if their left is like maybe their dominant hand
Yeah,
or
it's your
whatever.
dominant
Yeah,
hand.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's like
So you're left-handed?
I'm not left-handed, which is weird, but
Alright.
I'm uncomfortable in an orthodox stance, which is my right hand's my power
Word.
hand. So for me, it's like it's interesting sparring because you like don't kind of get any other southpaws. So when you meet a southpaw in a fight, you're like, oh, what the hell's going on? And it kind of
Yeah.
throws you off. But I'm a southpaw grappler.
Okay.
I really like getting wrestling and just smashing
Khabib
you.
style or what?
Khabib style, but like, you know, a little more finesse. I want to make
Okay.
it good for the crowd. I'll throw
Cool.
it through hands standing.
Cool.
So,
Hell yeah. Word. Have you traveled anywhere to fight, or how many fights have you done so far?
Right now I'm 3-0. I'm looking to get
Hell yeah.
a title fight, hopefully, in Napa in February.
Okay.
And right now I'm not really traveling much. I'm trying to just focus and get my name built and go like get picked up by the UFC because I'm so young. So
Word.
23 for the UFC is the goal. And then hopefully travel everywhere.
How old are you now?
I just turned 21. So,
Okay, cool.
So that's
Word.
we're
I'm
close.
glad, bro. Now
There
you
we
can
go.
have the wine.
I
bro.
know.
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't have said that.
No, it's okay. You're good. You're good. You're good.
I'm good
you're
now.
So you're just focused on training right now. is
Yeah,
what you're talking about.
just training and like trying to build my name and take some jiu-jitsu tournaments, like get out there, but no traveling. Just I rather travel later on in life.
Cool, man.
I
Yeah.
want to go to Thailand because they're like crazy good Thai
Dude,
fighters.
yeah,
So it'd be a sick experience.
Krav Maga out there, kickboxing
They're
and
just
shit. That's crazy.
Kick and you get to fight. Like the cool thing there is you go to a bar and they're like, all right, hop in the ring. Like you can get free drinks
that's
if you fight. So
sick.
you just hop in, fight.
There's a bunch of like underground stuff too on YouTube, bro. Like from the UK. And
Yeah, the
Germany,
UK's
They're crazy.
huge.
They do that. What's it called? I forget. It's literally like underground fighting championship or something like that.
That's like bare knuckle stuff.
Yeah.
That's a little.
You know what I
little
saw the other
serious.
day? A couple months ago, they just did bare knuckle fighting championship.
Bare knuckle boxing is like coming up. That could be the next thing. You never know.
Dude.
That's crazy though, because you get hit and it's splitting you open.
No, yeah, that
I'm like, oh, no.
But I think it would like reserve people too, you know, because like
That's
it's
true.
There's arguments both ways. I watched like this YouTube thing about it the other day.
Yeah,
Stuff like that.
I know there's a lot of podcasters that talk about like whether or not we should have the 4-ounce gloves or no gloves.
I remember Joe Rogan.
Yeah,
talking
he
about
talked
that.
about it.
Yeah.
Personally, like I don't get hit as much as most people or like some people, so I don't mind the 4-ounce gloves, but I could see where he's coming from. And I don't want a broken hand. And that in bare knuckle boxing, you break your knuckles.
Because it tightens it up with the gloves and shit. Too.
Yeah, and you have like some padding, and so it's a lot less likely to break it up. And your hands are wrapped with like you get a bunch of wrap and like cotton on them and stuff. So
that's true.
It's cool, but I don't know about bare knuckle. That's crazy.
Some street fighting, bro.
For real, you might as well just go in your backyard and film it. Like
that's what people do.
Yeah, that's how Kimbo Slice started. That dude's a
you
wild man.
You saw all his videos and shit.
Dude, he's crazy.
You remember when he was in the UFC? That
he was just the big black dude knocking people out. It was pretty sick. Though.
Then he lost, bro.
He
Some
did
like
lose.
bad dude because he was like all upper body, bro. His legs were twigs.
Yeah, he was like, oh, I never did wrestling. Yeah, I think he. Yeah, like maybe steroids or something.
Yeah,
I don't know. He was huge, probably. He was one of those like.
Also, Roy. Fuck, what's his name? Roy. He was in the
Big
UFC.
Country Roy Nelson.
Bro,
oh, dude, that guy's funny. He doesn't care.
You see the I wish the Lewis on the last UFC.
Oh,
fight?
Derek. That was sick.
With his
My
with
balls
his
are hot,
yeah.
dude. That had me dying. I'm trying to get one of those T-shirts.
Yeah.
So
real. Is there a T-shirt?
Yeah, he has a My Balls Are Hot T-shirt. So
damn.
Yeah, look out for that if you're trying to pick one up. Let people know.
I think he just did.
Yeah, there we go.
What you wearing, man? You got this Nutri-Shop out here. It says, we pray for the...
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's like some shirt I picked up.
Pray
usually
for those who... What is it? Protect us?
Like some veteran shirt.
All right, but it's nutrition too. Nutri-Shop.
Yeah, stay nutritious.
Yeah, nutritious
Eat
and
your
protect
greens.
us. Yep.
Protect you from...
I like how there's just one blue line. It's just like...
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
It's like we ran out of paint.
Yeah, they
we didn't order
maybe
red.
One of their guys messed up. He was like, "Oh, we'll just print them all like this."
Yeah, it's good. And the hat, what's up with the hat, PJ?
PJ, that's Pump Jack Winery. I have to wear a hat, so I stole it from my mom. I'm growing my hair out to donate it.
Okay.
So
you're not gonna show it? I can kind of see. You got the little bun. Got a little Russ. I saw you post a picture about you.
Yeah,
and Russ.
Everyone thinks I look like Russ. Whenever I go out and people are a little drunk, they're like, "Oh shit, is Russ here?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm here."
You should walk around playing Russ songs and what they want or
just
some shit.
Pretend like I'm him.
You could do it.
Just flex.
You could probably get into clubs for free or something.
True. I could perform for free. He's like, "What? This Russ guy's performing everywhere.
And
2 at a night. What the hell?"
And fighting, goddamn.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, no. Yeah, just throwing on some random merch.
Yeah, it's talking about that last UFC thing with Conor and Khabib, bro. What do you think about that?
It's a bummer because as like a young person in the sport, like especially Conor, I look up to him a lot. I'm like, I want to, like, this might sound weird to looking up to someone, but I'm like, I want to fight you when I'm older. Like that's what I want to do. Like,
wait, how much is welterweight?
Welterweight is one above where they fought. That's 170. They fought at 155. But I could probably make 155. Might look like I did some crack, but it's okay. It happens, right?
Yeah, man. You crack sometimes.
It's better than coffee.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, just kidding. I don't sport crack, but yeah, dude, that was crazy.
Me neither.
No crack for the dream chase.
I like how you haven't been drinking your wine, but no, you don't have to.
All right.
Because I realized halfway through this interview, I was like, dude, he might be watching what he's drinking.
No, I'm not yet. In like a month. No
Yeah.
Sober October for me.
No sober October.
No way.
All right.
Yeah, whatever. It happens.
Yeah, chilling.
But that fight, I mean, it's hard because you see like how the sports progress and you're like, this is awesome. Like people are getting into it. Like it 3 years ago got accepted that we can fight in New York, and it's like, wow, that's so cool. And then they do that, and you kind of look at it and you're like, okay, so I get there's like beef, whatever. Everyone has beef, but you fight, and that's how you like break it up. And when you go and cause like commotion like that, it kind of puts like a bad name on the sport. It makes it hard for the kids coming up. Like people are like, well, I don't know, we don't want MMA here. Yeah. Like all these guys are crazy, and like to be an MMA fighter, you kind of have to have like a crazy side to you. But a lot of us get all of our aggression out in fighting. We don't like to fight people. We don't go around looking for fights.
I mean, well, they were saying that like Conor was making fun of his country
and religion,
but still, bro, that's part of trash talking.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So, and then but the other side of it, I thought like Dana White in like a press conference afterwards, he was saying like it was a big thing because that was so big globally. Like parents had ordered it for their kids. Like parties were watching it. Everybody was watching, and then to have that happen live, and dude, it was crazy watching it live. I was like, I finally got my money's worth, bro.
You got 6
I've
fights.
been
That
waiting.
night.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, that was crazy. I
Connor
mean,
got clocked in the head afterwards,
dude.
bro.
But the craziest thing is he gave the other guy a black eye. I was pretty impressed.
When
still.
do you mean Connor gave the other guy a black?
The guy who clocked him, he clocked him back.
No
There's
way!
Instagram pictures. The guy says a flat back eye. So
Oh,
it's interesting.
That's wild.
I
I just
mean-
remember watching it live and thinking, "Holy fuck!"
Yeah, they were like trying to cut out and like zoom out, like don't look at this, it's
And
not
then
happening.
He zoomed out and it was just like a mass of people. I was like, dude, that was way
Yeah,
more people
it's-
because Khabib jumped over like 2
That man, he
rows.
is the eagle.
That's what I was saying. I was just about to say that.
He flew out of there.
Flew.
He did fly. It's crazy. I mean, it's part of the sport though. Like you're gonna get people that are pissed off all the time, even when they lose. Like it's what you deal with. But it's a bummer. You see like people get kind of pissed and like, oh,
Would you ever do something like that?
how much money do I make?
As much as Khabib.
Oh, sure, why not?
Then yeah.
Right now, let's do it. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Maybe if
You
someone,
gotta be really mad. You
Yeah,
know what
like-
I mean, like he must have.
I can see the side where it's religion and like his
yeah,
family
but
and
like it's trash talk.
Yeah.
bro. Y'all are fighting like. You gotta build hype somehow. You
that's
know what
true.
I mean? Like that.
Definitely different culture too. Like as an American, I'd be like, all right, whatever. Like let's make this a
Khabib
show.
like coming in from Germany or
Yeah,
no, not
I
even
think
Germany.
Dagestan.
Yeah, sorry,
That-
bad. Wrestling bears growing up.
Yeah,
bro, like
it-
come on, man.
You can't do that to this man.
He's not talking bad about people's parents.
No,
you know what I
he's
mean?
not.
He's not. He's really not.
But fuck, like,
But I think it's crazy that he beat Connor. That wasn't enough for him, bro. This fool's jumping out the cage to beat the rest of his corner, like after a fight.
and that guy Dylan Dennis is pretty good too at jiu-jitsu. This man is not afraid.
What was also cool was that Connor, not Connor, Khabib was showing that he could box, bro. He's like, he got that right hand. He
I'm
was like,
sitting.
Roy,
Yeah, that was
big country
crazy.
Roy.
That man, he flew into Connor's face like
That's
with that
crazy.
fist. I'm sitting with my
Eagled
friends.
right in there.
Yeah, and I'm like, damn, this fight is so boring. Like the only way someone's gonna win is if Khabib gets a knockout or Connor chokes out Khabib. And right then, Khabib just throws his fat hand and domes Connor and drops him. I was like, what's going on right now? This isn't the fight I paid for. So that was pretty gnarly.
That was gnarly.
It was impressive though.
Yeah.
They're out here in San Jose though, aka
Yeah, Khabib trains out there with is it Cormier?
yeah, DC Daniel Cormier.
Yeah.
Shout out to aka.
And Cormier and Lewis are fighting next, bro.
Dude, I don't know.
Wow. Who do you think's gonna win?
I just think the skill level of DC is so high level.
But bro, one punch.
One punch.
Did
That's
you
what's
see
scary.
That fight.
Yeah.
That fight was crazy.
The only thing is like DC's really good at like not getting hit and like kind of stuffing and going inside.
He's faster. He's more technical.
Yeah,
I feel
he's really technical and like I'd say him or Tyron Woodley are probably the best. Oh well, Yoel Romero, best wrestlers in the UFC. And Derek Lewis has never really faced anyone that's like put that pressure on him like that. And
because Derek's low key sloppy.
oh, he's pretty sloppy. Like
Low-key.
I don't know how that man made it in the UFC. He's just thrown bombs.
That's it.
That's how.
That's how.
Apparently, you just gotta do that.
You just gotta almost get knocked out and throw a bomb. That's
But
a show.
what's
People
scary.
want to see
Yeah.
that.
And his balls are
Everybody.
hot, and he's out here
Taking
making
them
names.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. He's
So,
taking
it's
names,
crazy.
calling shit. did you see like he was talking about how Trump called him up before?
Yeah,
and
dude,
then-
he's
I was
wild.
like, "Man."
That guy's a savage. And have you ever gone on his Instagram?
No.
Dude, that thing's crazy.
That's funny.
That man posts some wild things.
Do you
Like,
follow a lot of
yeah.
MMA people on Instagram?
Yeah, it's not as much MMA as you'd think. It's a lot of them, like, flexing. But,
Okay.
yeah, I like to.
No, well, like, okay, there's. I don't know why this name, like Brad Castleberry, like this dude.
Oh, no, not like that kind of flexing. That's wild.
Fake weights, bro.
Yeah.
Fake weights, fam.
They're more like Gucci flexing, but whatever.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
happens.
they're Gucci flexing?
Dude, they're making
MMA?
money.
Yeah, but you're an MMA fighter, bro. How you Gucci flexing?
They're
What do
Gucci
you-
flexing hard. Conor McGregor, Dylan Dennis are all posted in their private
Alright,
jets.
Well, Conor McGregor, it makes sense.
That's true. He
that-
was with Migos. Did you see that? He was like, all right, you know what? Fighting wasn't good
You
enough.
see
I'm going to go hang
Drake?
out with
You see
Migos.
when Drake was with Conor at the fight.
Yeah, that was crazy, dude. Khabib was about to take out Drake next. It was wild.
Real.
I mean, I guess that's where the sport's going though now. Like entertainment, you want those big fights, you want the big names to come through. I mean, they might as well
Real.
throw Drake in there.
Bro, Drake and like Future or something.
Yeah,
Or
I'd
the
watch
Migos,
that.
Drake for everybody would watch that.
I remember Donald Trump was like
Dude,
tweeting at one of the senators.
Floyd Mayweather's talking. Go ahead.
We just throw him and the senator in there, see what happens.
Donald Trump. Who would fight Donald Trump though?
I don't know. He's a pretty hard match.
Donald Trump versus The Rock.
Dude, I'm down. Let's make it happen.
If you're watching,
Let's get it going.
Yeah.
Please.
Madison Square Garden, hit me up.
There we
Fuck it,
go.
Sell this shit out.
Let's do it.
Joe Rogan, tap in.
I like it.
Get the whole squad.
It sounds like a plan.
So your upcoming fight,
February.
Yeah. How are you preparing?
I
Getting
am
mentally in the game. It's a couple months, few months off.
Yeah, I stay
Actually,
pretty
like 5, 4.
pretty mentally strong. I think 4.
4.
4-ish. Yeah.
Whatever
Maybe I can't say
No,
mentally
it's
strong.
4.
I don't even know months.
4.
All right, 4. Yeah, I'll be good.
Yeah. You got time to get stronger.
I'll probably start a training camp end of November.
How does that work? Training camp. Like, do you? So like, when you were in San Diego, you went out there specifically to train.
Yeah, like it was really like one day I was like, Dad, I'm moving to San Diego, and the next
What'd
day
he
I
say?
moved. He was like, "What are you talking about?" That's what he said. But yeah, I was training here and I really enjoyed it. It was kind of like I never left Napa, so
Word.
I needed that I needed to be
Yeah,
uncomfortable.
I think a lot of people need to do that. Well, not even necessarily with Napa. You could argue like with their hometown. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people outgrow the place they're at.
Yeah.
They need to experience more. And so I think that's cool that you did that, man.
Yeah, I just took the risk.
Your parents weren't like, "Oh, I'm worried about you. Maybe you should think about it more."
That's exactly what they said.
What was your response?
YOLO. Pretty much.
Big facts.
There we go. Big facts.
Big facts, bro.
YOLO for life.
Dude.
No, I've always been someone who's like, when I make a decision on something, I don't stop until I get it.
No looking back.
Yeah, I'm like, all
That's
right,
what's
whatever happens. I can fix it later. But right now,
Did you have a place to stay out in San
no.
Diego?
I like.
So why did your homie get you out there? Because he was out there first, or
I had friends out there, but I wasn't like let's go with the plan. I was like, I know where I want to train, and I'm gonna make it happen. So
Yeah.
I just was like, Dad, like, let's do this. Sold my car, dipped out,
Damn.
brought clothes in my bed, and was like, all right, time to find a place to live. Had
How long before you found a place? All right, go ahead.
like
you had
2 weeks. I had a place to stay, like a
Okay.
couch. I was just chilling, and,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
had a house that my friend had was moving out of, and then we ended up finding a place to stay. Got out there, was loving training, loving life. It was crazy. I lived by SDSU.
Ooh,
and-
popping.
Whoa,
Were you partying?
dude! I went from I'm dedicated, let's do this, to I'm always drunk. Like, what the hell? I just turned 21 too, so it was like, fuck, what's going on? But I was still training,
Yeah.
getting
For
better.
Sure.
Wasn't.
How
too
was
bummed.
it like when you first got there and first started training?
It was sick. Like, I walked in, everyone's super chill.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, I'm from this gym out here in the Bay. Like, I just moved out here. I don't really know what I want to do, but I want to go pro. Like,
Word.
will you guys help me out? And they're like, all right, let's do this. I had talked with my coach, like, a little bit about, he knew someone down in San Diego that was going to hook me up. Was training out there, training at this place called Team Alliance.
Okay.
And it's in Chula Vista, and there's a few pros out there. They're like, hey, like, you're really, like, younger, like, you might as well get more work in with 10th Planet. So I went to 10th Planet San Diego. Some of the coolest guys I've ever met.
Nice, dude. Nice.
They would, like, just burn it fat, like, all right, let's go roll.
Training, no
yeah,
way.
dude, and they're savages too. Like, I'm pretty aggressive and have.
That's the thing with burning. Like, you got to be good. It's like Nate Diaz, bro. Like, you got to be good first and then burn.
Yeah.
You can't be bad and burning.
no,
like, bro,
then you're like, where the fuck am I?
Get better first.
That's how you go to sleep.
That's what I'm saying.
It's rough.
Have you gone to sleep before?
Not yet. I'm waiting,
That's crazy.
Right now?
We can put you to sleep on camera right now.
dude.
Just playing, man. That'd be shitty. I don't want to.
Oh, jeez.
Anyways, but have you been knocked out before?
I've been rocked. I've never been knocked out.
I think that's good. You know, I feel like that's something that should happen
Yeah.
the least amount of times as possible.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of guys you see take damage. that's so unnecessary. And like me and my teammate
What do you mean
Jaime,
take damage is so unnecessary?
like brain damage.
Like after the bell type hitting, or like what do you
No,
mean?
just like in sparring, they're out here hitting each other super hard. Like I've gone places and it's almost like they're there to fight that day, and you're like, I'm just here to get some good training in. Like
That kind of makes sense. I didn't even think about that. Like dude just going in there hella hard at each other, and you're like, whoa, bro. Like I'm trying to train. Like I'm saving that for the fight.
yeah, exactly.
I didn't even think about that.
And your chin really does get weaker outside of your training, and like that's where you lose your chin. So that, and your chin is kind of like how much damage you can take before you get knocked out.
Word.
And a lot of guys you see just they brawl in sparring, and like the way I work with Jaime and like a few other people is we're really technical, and I like to find openings and like figure stuff out. But when I hit him or he hits me, like it's maybe the worst thing I'll get is a black eye.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't want to take
guess
damage.
I can see the other side of the argument. Like if you train hard, like super fucking hard, then like during the fight when it's that hard, you're kind of used to it.
Yeah.
But then I see the other side, like you're talking about, like it's a lot of wear and tear on your body that's unnecessary.
Yeah, and especially now, like fighting has become more of like a cerebral sport rather than old school. Like you better knock this dude out.
Brawling,
now
it's more technical.
there's game plans. Like people are like, you're gonna first round, you're
strategy
gonna
plans based on who you're fighting.
Exactly.
And
you watch
the fight.
film.
Yep.
And it's crazy. Like you'll go in saying like, all right, first round you're gonna do this. Second round he'll be tired and start throwing this. Third round like get ready to throw like low kicks and take him down and go for the choke. Like that's how it is. It's not like, oh, just go in there, knock him out.
Damn.
And it's crazy. There's some fighters that have coaches that you hear like, go get him, or like get up. It's like, dude, that doesn't help me. Like tell me where to put my hands. Like what am I doing with my head? Kicks, like combos. it's insane. Like that's the old school style, and it's really dying out.
Okay.
So there's like a new age of training and like kids, and everyone knows
with
everything
technology
now.
too, bro.
Yeah,
with the internet
it's
and
insane.
footage. I don't think there used to be as much footage.
You had to VCR that.
YouTube.
So so like I can spend a day just watching jiu-jitsu and like breaking down pros and doing exactly what they do. Yeah, no, it's not at the same level because I haven't done it 100 times, but I can do it because I have the videos.
See the visual.
Yeah, so it's like even Instagram, like it only takes you a minute to explain a move. I can sit and watch a loop.
Like, you just watch somebody do the move. You're just like, oh, that's cool. And then you
try it, and then you just keep trying it and doing it until you can do it. And it's like you're seeing kids progress so fast nowadays, whereas before it was like a couple of years to even get through like a few belt levels, and like no one's fighting, no one's like doing any of that. And now it's like kids are coming in with black belts in jiu-jitsu, wrestling for 4 years, and like 3 boxing titles, and you're like, what the hell? Where the hell did you come from?
That's crazy.
Yeah, so that's how the sport is now. But that's when it comes down to damage, and it's like even in a fight, you want to try and like dial in what they're doing, your timing, your distance. And if you're just kind of out of it and always like concussed, you can't. Your brain is foggy. You can't do that. Because even if I get hit hard, like working or like walking around, even going to the gym is hard. It's like, where am I? There's a fog. It's like if you took a bunch of NyQuil.
Wow. So
you can't do that anymore.
Yeah, that's not cool.
It's rough,
man.
But
how'd your first few fights go?
Good TKOs, which was weird.
All of them?
Yeah, I'm a ground fighter, so like getting
ground and pound sort of TKOs, or like
standing. So it was weird. I wasn't like really expecting
run us through the fights, bro. First fight, second fight.
It was like kind of a tournament style.
So that was where you got all 3 of your victories. Was one tournament?
Yeah, it was a tournament style fight.
Was that the one in Napa?
No. That's the one I'm trying to get on in February, the Bay Area Combat card. So we'll see if that. But pretty much I was expecting to go wrestle, like take him down, either get a submission or just ground and pound TKO. And like I'd never really I'm not super comfortable with my hands, and I can throw my hands and kicks like fairly decent, but in sparring I don't ever hit hard because I get worried about hurting like my partner or like them getting mad and returning. And in the fight I was like, all right, I guess this dude's not my partner. Like I gotta hit him. Just dropped a bomb. Like the guy was dazed. I put him up against the fence and was just punching him in the face for the first round or the first fight.
Is that the first time you really punched somebody in the face like that? Like
outside of like the street fights, it was.
Well, when was your most recent street fight before that?
I would say like middle school.
Yeah, so
maybe
it's been a minute since you've been throwing bombs.
So that was crazy. I was like, oh my god, this guy just dropped, and like it kind of threw me off at first, and I like.
What do you mean dropped? Like you fell to the ground after a certain amount of punches?
So there's like when someone's out and they're just like, you're like, all right, that person's never getting up. But this dude, like you could tell his feet weren't there and like he wasn't there. and his hands like came down, and like I kind of looked at him and I was like, oh shit, I gotta go after this guy. Like we're still in the fight.
Oh,
like,
after you rocked him, you're like, boom, and you're like, this fool, like.
Yeah, I was just expecting to set up a takedown, and I dropped him, and I was like, oh fuck, like go after. My coaches are yelling at me, like in the adrenaline. You're like, holy shit, like what's going on? Like it kind of throws you off, and I hopped in, like took him into the fence, was like hitting him. They called it, and I was like, oh my god. I remember walking out. And it was, since it was a tournament, you stayed in, and you're like still hyped up on adrenaline. And my coach is like, why were you standing there? And I was like, Manolo, like I didn't know. Like what it was I did, that wasn't what I wanted to do. Yeah. And he's like, it doesn't matter. Like you got to go after him.
You got to go after him.
So second fight came up.
Second fight. What happened?
I'm like, holy shit, like they just saw me do that. Like they're going to counter me. Like I'm overthinking it in my head.
Yeah.
I'm like walking up to the little octagon that they had set up. I'm like super nervous, shaking. Like nerves are bad. I'm freaking out. And my coach is like, Gabe, it's fine. Like you're overthinking it. And I was like, oh, you're right. Go in there. The guy like looks at me. I'm like, damn, this dude's fucking jacked. Like,
damn.
I'd been drinking a bunch of beers like a couple weeks before. Like, I just turned 21. I wasn't ready for it.
Partying hella in SD.
Yeah, and my coach is like, just get your timing down, get your rhythm. Like, it's gonna be fine. Like, we know how this guy trains. Like, you'll be okay. Block his kicks. And I'm like, all right, sounds good. Went according to plan. He like told me the combo to throw. I hit him with my left. It dropped him. I got on top and just pounded away, and like that was the end of that.
Damn, with your left, not even your right.
Well, because I'm a lead lefty, so my lefty's my strong hand, so it comes from this side.
You are left-handed, huh? That's
I'm not left-handed, but my power punch is my left hand.
Oh, with the straight from the back. Yeah.
It's weird.
Okay. No, okay. Go ahead. So you dropped him with your left.
Dropped him with my left.
Or
stood on
dazed
top.
him, you know?
Yeah.
Was he standing up?
No, he fell that time.
Okay.
Amateurs, they call it a lot sooner.
Word.
So
that makes sense.
They don't want like guys just to get
fucking knocked.
Yeah,
and
for
then
no
keep
reason.
Getting knocked.
And I'm like on top of him, just listening to my coach talk, doing everything he says. That's over. The third fight, I was so tired. I remember going in the cage. There's no nerves. I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, what the fuck? I want to go home. Like, this is not fun.
Damn.
Go in. The guy looked beat too. Like, everyone had been fighting. It wasn't just our weight class. There was other weight classes too. So it was like they called it. I think it was like Royal Rumble or something from 10th Planets. And I'm like in there, and then this guy looks at me. I look at him. I'm like, both of us have no interest in taking this fight. Clipped him good. Just got on top. Went through the game plan that my coach was giving me. Like, they're yelling at you in the back. Like, move your hands, do this. Got on top, TKO, and then stood up. Watched my teammates fight, but man, I'd never felt like that tiredness before because there was so much adrenaline from the first fight.
And the second one?
The second one, I could feel it, like, wearing out. But, like, my hands hurt. My body was, like, so tight.
Man.
I was like, fuck, I just want to go to sleep. Like, this sucks ass.
What, did you win, like, first place out of that? Because you came undefeated?
It was so that, yeah, it was first place. It's not really a place. It's kind of just, like, you fight against the other gyms in San Diego.
Oh,
yeah.
Like to show everybody what's up.
Yeah, they kind of, like, it's like a gym competition.
Yeah.
And, it was cool. I mean, like, there were a bunch of guys there. I think there was probably like 40 fights that night.
Whoa.
There were kickboxing, MMA fights, jiu-jitsu matches.
Word. So what did you do?
I did MMA.
MMA?
Yeah. It was cool because, like, you got to see other people, like, meet guys. And the cool thing about it is everyone's like, oh, dude, like, good fight. Like,
yeah, good
that
try.
That was a good
positive
punch.
environment.
Yeah,
That's
so it was
cool,
sick.
Man.
The funny part is they boo you while you're fighting. So, like, you get used to the worst environment, right? So everyone's booing, and the first time you're like, oh, shit, like, this kind of sucks. I don't know if I want to be here anymore. But it's overall pretty cool, and just being around, like, all that is something I really enjoy and, like, thrive off of. I love the adrenaline. Like, it sucks when you're not in the cage, but once it's like, all right, I'm dialed in. Like, I know exactly what to do. I can hear my coach, like, just trust him. Like, they're there for you, not, like, you don't need to worry about anything else. They'll help you out. And that's one thing, too, is building, like, trust with your coaches and teammates. So
how was that, like, meeting your coaches for the first time, or how'd you get introduced to them?
I was here in Napa, got introduced through one of the people out here, just kind of showed up. They were like, we know who you are a little bit. Let's see what you can do. Like, I did a few practices. They're like, yeah, like, let's have you fight and work with Manolu. He's gonna make sure everything's going good with you and him. Like, you guys are building the trust and just communicating, listening to his voice. So I did that. I had my jiu-jitsu coach, Richie Martinez, and he was like probably like one of the most influential, like, jiu-jitsu coaches to me. And it was just like really comfortable around them. So
Nice. That's
after
cool,
like
man.
a couple weeks, so that's what was sick. They're super chill.
You guys like came together really quick and
Yeah.
meshed, and it kind of worked out.
And I think it's just the same like path. Like I wanted to be where they were, and I would just be sitting at home and like doing nothing, and I'm like, holy shit, like what happens if I really get injured, and like what am I gonna
True.
do? So like
True.
I was like, at least here in Napa, like I can work at the parents' restaurant, like I have that to fall back on if I really need it, and I can go back to school and still like if I'm injured, live with my parents or like
Yeah.
have them help me. But in San Diego, I didn't like it. Just was
There wasn't a
awful.
lot of like support. You were like on your own sort of thing.
Yeah, on my own, no family, like I had friends, but it was like they were like, "Hey, let's go party," and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, dude, like I don't know," and they'd be like, "No,
Yeah.
let's just go out," and that's what it turned out to be. So it was interesting, but I loved it down there. Wish I could have the training there that I had here,
Word.
but you gotta
Yeah, it is what it
sacrifice
is,
some
man.
stuff. Yeah,
Definitely.
so it was sick.
Yeah. So you're talking about how you're going to school and then you went straight out there, and then was there like a defining moment where you were like, boom, I want to be a fighter?
Yeah, I think I was playing rugby, and like I've always loved sports. Always played sports in high school, so the competition's really important to me, and like just having something to like be driven towards. And
Word. Yeah,
And-
we were kind of talking about that. Like, so maybe after like a loss in rugby or something. where,
Yeah.
Like, and you were like, man, like I want to switch. But then, so I guess in that you looked at your friend and was like, damn, like if he can do it, I can do it, sort of thing.
well, I didn't actually even really know him. It's funny because in high school, they were the wrestlers in high school. Like there was
Word.
a squad of wrestlers,
Yeah.
and one of them had dropped $5, I guess. And
Okay.
I picked it up, right? And I'm like, oh,
shit.
sick,
Oh,
$5. Like,
shit.
there was no way this kid's like, that's mine. Like, and he was just being a dick. So I was like, all right, no, I'm not going to give you this money at all. And I'm at lunch, and 5 of them walk up to me.
Fuck.
It's like right after I broke my leg at your house. So I'm in crutches and a cast. And they're like, you better give him his money or we're going to beat you up. And I was like, no, like, we're going to brawl right now. And I've got crutches and a cast on. Like, this is going to happen. And the one who's like one of my best friends now, and I train with him, was one of the kids that was doing it. And my other friend, Andy, so they like kind of messed with me in school.
Damn.
Yeah, and I was like stood up to them. So I didn't really know him. That was the only experience I'd had with him.
Wow.
And I hit him up on Instagram. I was like, I want to do it. And like I understand where he's at now, but when he like messaged me, he's like, oh, okay, like as a fighter, like you get a lot of people that are like, oh, I want to do this, like MMA's sick,
Yeah,
like let me go. And they'll go for like one day and they'll be like, man, that was really hard, like, oh, maybe I'll come back. And they just never show up.
Yeah.
So he kind of had that same feeling with me, but once he saw the commitment and me putting in the time, he was like, okay, this kid's legit. And now like we're super close.
That's awesome, dude.
And but really the like changing moment in my life was I was in school like doing my math and computer science major,
Mhm.
and I was like, holy shit, like can I sit in front of a desk for like the rest of my life and just grind out
That's
coding?
a real question, bro.
And I like would kind of sat to myself for like a couple months and like saw like my parents were like, it's just about like you got to make money, get a good job.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not me. Like, I need to do something that is risky. Like, I'm a risky person. I need that, like, fear of something going wrong.
To drive you.
Yeah, and it's like, fuck, this isn't what I want. Like, what am I good at? And I'm, like, going through, like, I really got into music, like, was like, maybe this is something I'll like. But it just didn't have the competitive aspect for me. So it's
Word.
like, okay, like, let's fight. Like,
Yeah.
fuck it, might as well. It's a
I'm
good
trying
one.
to get competitive, man.
Yes.
I'm trying to get somebody to push me.
So
you
that
know?
seemed like the top the level competitive like sport. I was like, well, all right, we're fighting. Like, let's do
Let's
it.
do it. That's as far as you can take it. And you're like, let's do it.
Yeah. So I was like,
Word.
let's go to the end. I just started doing it. Fell in love with it super fast. And just haven't stopped since. Like, there's
That's sick, man.
just been full go, full force, like killing
Dope.
it. But it's awesome. I can't like describe
so,
the feeling.
So the next fight people can watch you at is hopefully going to be in February
yeah, here at
here in Napa.
Chardonnay Hall. I
Tight.
think that's in the
Is it Fairgrounds?
fairgrounds. Yeah.
that's where they had like a circus over there. You
Yeah.
remember when I was in town?
I've seen that. They had a fight 2 weekends ago.
Yeah, they did.
So
I
I'll be
remember
on the
seeing that.
Bay Area Combat Card 3, hopefully. It's iffy, right? So the way the fight like industry works is
Yeah,
there's
how does that work?
promoters and they
Right.
own the promotions, but they're really shady.
Dude,
They're so shady.
every promoter everywhere is shady.
All the promoters are shady.
Cause like Dude,
It's probably the same for music,
it's
right?
all about it's all about the money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like they'll give them like X amount of tickets. Like, okay, let's say I give you 40 tickets. And let's say this is tickets for fucking fighting too. I give you 40 tickets, and I'm like, okay, you have to you only have to sell 20, and after that, it's like you make whatever. So then it's like they're doing deals with everybody. It's their incentives. So yeah, I see what you're making. I see what you say when you say some of the promoters are sketchy. But continue to what you're saying on how.
No, that's sick. It's a cool like aspect. Yeah. So I wanted to fight June 30th of last year in the first Napa card. And I went out and reached out to the promoter and like was like, hey, get me in on this. Like, I want to fight. Like, he was like, well, we don't know. Like, we got to work with your record. Like, we don't know who we can match you up with. I was like, I'll fight one of your guys because he also owns Napa Valley MMA.
You're like, fuck it, bro. I'm going to fight one of your dudes.
No, I was like, let's do this. Like, I know who I want. I'll take him. Like, let's go right now. He's like, well, I don't think your records match up too well. Doesn't give me the fight. I'm like, all right, whatever, dude. Fuck it. Like, give me someone else.
Yeah.
So he gives me this guy, and I'm watching. I watch film, so like religiously, I want to know what the other fighter is. I check out their gyms, like where they're training, what the training's like.
Facts.
I'm like training for this one guy for like a month. Like I'm ready to go. I know how that I can beat him and how I'm gonna beat him.
You have your strategy set in place. You've been working on the strategy. Like you're talking
I get a call. Oh yeah, sorry, your guy backed out. I'm like, fuck. All right, whatever. Who am I fighting now? He like sets me up. I look up this guy. Oh, like a week later, your guy backed out. I'm like, dude, what's going on? This is crazy. Like these guys are being pussies. And he's like, but I got you another guy, like this kid. Like,
bro,
it's going to be good, right? So I'm, like, training for this kid, like some random kid. I like
training for, like, 3 different dudes.
Yeah.
What the?
It was so whack.
That's hella whack.
No, it's so dumb. And then I get a freaking notification on Facebook, and it's this kid, and he's, like, talking shit to me on this, like, Facebook live feed. I'm like, all right, this is retarded.
Yeah, I'm going to just knock this
Yeah, I'm going to kill this guy. I go to look at the fight card. And it says, like, all the matches. And I'm like, all right, let's see where I am in the fight card. Like, make sure what's going on. The guys that he said had backed out, he gave to his guys. He's like, I'm going to give my guys some easy fights. And I'm like, I call him. I'm like, I'm not fighting for you. Like, that's fucked up. Like, you lied to me.
That's good, bro. That's
good. So I just dipped. That was one of the big moves to San Diego, too. I was like, I need to just.
The Napa scene's whack. Bro.
Yeah, it is whack.
Around.
So I was like, fuck this shit. I'm out. Like, you're being an asshole. Dipped on that. That fight just happened 2 weekends ago, and what's really interesting is the fight was – I'm not going to use names because people are going to get butthurt and and whatever. Yeah. But the fight was for a belt against someone who was 0-0 versus someone who was 3-0, right? And I'm like, what is this shit? Like, are you serious?
Yeah. You're like, hey, that could have been me, bro.
That could have been me. I'm trying to take that
belt.
But
now you're 3-0, bro.
So if you're listening, that belt's mine. I'm coming for it. There, you heard it here.
He's coming for it.
Hey, you heard it here first.
You did, bro.
But, yeah, dude, I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? I was training and sparring, actually, I think last Thursday. And it was sick. We had a bunch of gyms there, but over at Aldo's on Main Street Martial Arts at Coombs. So shout out to them for letting us come spar. And I'm out there with all them, and the promoter was there.
Word.
Didn't say a word to me. Said hi to my teammate Jaime. He's like, hey, you fighting for me in February? I'm like, damn, this dude's a fucking pussy. Like, and he's sparring with us too. He's not saying anything. Damn. I commented on his fighter who won the belt. I'm like, when are we fighting for the strap, right? I get an eye roll emoji. I like asked him at the sparring. I'm like, are we gonna fight for the belt? Oh, I don't know, right? So I'm waiting. I don't know if they'll do it because I think they're worried. They're worried.
Don't even trip about it, bro.
No,
literally, like, keep making scenes like that. And you know already. It's just like you gotta get yourself there.
Get
it because sooner or later someone's gonna be like, dude, fuck this kid, fight him.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna get a fight.
Then I'm gonna get the fight.
And then that's it. That's all you need.
That's the goal. Yeah. And like, it's actually kind of funny because right now I'm in like a little bit of a beef with one of the jiu-jitsu instructors out here. I won't name names, but it's a good story. Might as well tell it.
Yeah. What happened? What do you mean beef?
This dude's talking crap about me right
now.
No, yeah, right. Like a week ago, he's talking crap about my jiu-jitsu. He's an older guy, right? And he like is
why is he talking?
That's what I said, right? So I'm like, well, like, and his kids are my age, so I'm like finding out about all this, like hearing from different people,
okay.
like he's talking shit about my jiu-jitsu. So I call him out. I'm like, all right, well then let's go, right? And he's like, that's so disrespectful. Like, you're not allowed to do that. I'm an elder. Like, talking all this shit, like saying how I'm a rude person.
Talking shit. Let's fight. We're in MMA.
So someone called him out and was like, hey, like, why they said you're talking shit, and he like fully lied, was like, I never said anything. And
You got screenshots or what?
I got some stuff, man. I got some beef on this man. So hey, you know who you are. So if you're ready to catch this, like,
call out like 3 people.
I'm
already,
here.
bro.
Hey, I'm here. I'm the GOAT of Napa. Everybody know this. I'm the GOAT. This is happening. I'm about to take names.
Share this shit.
Hey, for real. I know.
That's
Gotta
funny,
let
man.
people know what's going on.
That's
But like,
crazy.
that's part of the fight game is people will talk shit and then just dodge you, and you really gotta call them out, like piss them off
it's like,
almost.
so you gotta think about it like this, like the Conor McGregor strategy. That dude's the top. What's he best at? Bro,
Shit
trash talking.
Yeah,
He's probably better at trash talking than he is at fighting.
I'd have to say so.
So it's like, man, that's where you gotta go. So it's cool that you're calling people out, talking shit. I mean, it's fighting, bro.
It is fighting.
That's what's gonna come with fighting, man.
Yeah,
like,
you have
and
to
the people
get
that don't
used to
get
it.
that, and it's kind of like Khabib didn't get that, bro. Like this fool's out there jumping out cages. It's like, man, fighting's fighting, bro. Like this is a dirty sport. Unfair shit happens, and I think people just need to realize that.
Yeah, and especially when you're like being a dick about stuff and like doing that shit with the promoters, like, and you expect to not get called out, dude, no way. I'm a fighter. I'm a little wild. Like, it's gonna happen. You're about to catch some shit, you know. So I mean, that's part of the fight sport, but you gotta do what you can to get those
Someone
fights.
just commented, Buck from G Unit. Like
Buck from G Unit.
Yeah.
Am I from the G Unit?
I don't know if you're from G Unit, bro.
Maybe.
But Tommy Creed.
I don't know who that is.
I never heard of Tommy Creed either.
YoungBuck
He said,
from
man,
G Unit.
these dudes tickle belly buttons. He just said that.
Where
bro.
you at, Tommy Creed?
Yo, Tommy Creed.
I'm here in Napa. If you're trying to get on the next fight card,
Dude,
let me know. I'll take 2 fights.
Dude, what the
I'll take a belt, then you.
I just want you to know he's got the J. Cole album cover as his YouTube profile picture.
Oh, dude, he's probably like 12.
Yeah, he listens to J. Cole, bro. He's
J. Cole, and he's probably playing some Fortnite.
Yeah, Tommy Creed.
Damn,
I
Tommy
want
Creed.
to look at his channel. Let's look at his channel.
Let's see what Tommy Creed's up
What's
to.
Tommy Creed up
Oh,
to?
dude, this one's getting crazy.
FL's favorites. Dude, this dude has 2.9K favorites. He doesn't have any videos, bro. He doesn't upload anything.
Dang.
Dang.
Who is this man?
I don't know. He says he's trying to get his belly button tickled. Sounds like to me.
Whoa, I could do that.
Anyways, so we're kind of wrapping up here, man. Is there anything else you want to tell the people about yourself?
Hey, if you guys want to come see a fight, and I'll make it entertaining for sure. I got some big announcements at the fight after.
And where can people find information about you, keep updated with you?
Shoot me a follow on Instagram at Gabe the Young Buck.
Yeah, and I'll put that down here in the description. You guys will see it somewhere around here.
Yeah,
cool.
And, if you guys want good Mexican food, hit up the family business, some Via Corona, grab some grub. Yeah, so that's about all I got to say. It was sick being on the podcast.
Thanks for coming by, bro.
Yeah.
One last cheers, and we're going to get out of here.
There we go. Cheers.
Cheers, bro.